Well, here we go.
Mm.
Happy days. So, well, after that one last week, I think we could do a fucking easy one, don't you?
Oh, yes. So what's this about you going dogging? Before we fucking get into anything else and this gets completely brushed over.
It wasn't me. Someone who looked like me.
Someone who looked like you.
Yeah, that's it.
Brilliant.
Who's dogging? Oh, fucking hell. Who knows? Do you know, I was just I was looking at something that you sent to me earlier. Actually, you posted it last night about do they want to put sperm in the moon, on the moon or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, they want to do like a lunar Noah's Ark.
Yeah, because I didn't know if it was me.
I think it's like they want to put like cells and stuff like that. I think sperm would probably be the good way to go about it. What the whole, reproducing thing. But yeah, I think it's all like sperm and eggs and just like tissue stuff like that they can use. Just I think anything that they can now reproduce from, because they can like make clones and shit, can't they?
Yeah, they're quite
like
clever.
Cells and stuff, so they're pretty good with stuff like this.
Yeah, I've just had a look on CBS.
Yeah, I think they want to get something like. I think that the main number they're dealing with at the minute is something like they want 6.7 million different species. I think
that's it. Yeah, I've got it here. It says just for everyone who's listening in, it says scientists are pulling inspiration from Noah's Ark in a new lunar proposal that they call a global insurance policy. They hope to send an ark to the moon filled with, this says 335 million sperm and egg samples in case of a catastrophe on Earth. Instead of 2 of every animal, the solar-powered moon ark would cryogenically store frozen seed, spore, sperm and egg samples from 6.7 million Earth species. Oh yes, you was right.
Spore, you say, eh?
Yeah, I know. That just sounds like an accident waiting to happen.
So basically, we're going to make a very, very nice ecosystem on the moon for mushrooms.
Yeah, for them to fucking take over and run on their own. Yeah, but I find all that all a bit weird, man. I don't know how much of it's actually true or if it's going to come to fruition, but it seems a bit weird.
Yeah, because I was reading the part of it, and they was talking about like a massive meteorite in like 2068 or something.
Oh, is it?
Did you read about that?
God, hopefully I'll be dead by then.
It's got like a really cool name as well. It's like the God of War or something like that.
Is it 2068? 2068 meteor, is it?
Yeah, something like that. Let me see if I can find that article as well while you're having a hunt.
Having a little hunt. Oh, scientists have ruled. Oh, here we go. Let's have a look. It is the Express, guys, so it might not be fucking too, correct. But asteroid. Oh, for fuck's sake! Every site you click on has to accept ads and shit now, don't you?
Yeah, in 2068, astronomers believe a potentially hazardous God of Chaos asteroid could slam into Earth.
Oh, yes.
That's a cool name for an asteroid, isn't it?
If you're going to name an asteroid, that's what you want to name it, isn't it?
Absolutely. No one's going to be scared of a fucking Nigel.
Watch out, big Nigel's coming.
Okay. Big old Nige.
Oh, careful, he's got his flip-flops on, walking into spoons. Oh. No, it's not scary. God of Chaos. 1,200 foot. Oh, yeah.
That's how you take an asteroid seriously.
Yeah, it's all about the name, isn't it?
It is. God of Chaos, isn't it, as well? Like people stop and they take it, they pay attention.
I don't know, though, because sometimes you get some of them fucking, like, hurricanes and that. They call really stupid names, and they, like, wreck places, like Hurricane Karen or whatever it's called. Or Tornado. They fuck shit up.
Because they're all, like, they do them, like, they're alphabetical, aren't they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
In alphabetical order. So they give them, like really easy names like that. So it's like, because they've got to do it, like, last minute. So they're, like, they're sitting there going, we can't tell the public about it because we haven't come up with a name yet. Meanwhile, like, there's people drowning. I think they literally just do, like, oh, what letter are we on? C. What's the name begins with C? Katrina. That'll do. And then, yeah, I think that's what that is.
Oh, so you just pissed all over that bonfire then?
Well, I have no idea. I'm just guessing. But that's what
As
that
per
is.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how we do it, man. You know. Uh, anything this week? What you found out?
Oh, there was that thing, wasn't there, that I sent you in the week about that lady with the poisons.
Oh shit! Yeah, man.
Yeah. There's this woman back in the day in like I think it was 17th century. You see if I can find the Dewberry that I
Yeah,
sent you.
I'm going to get it up as well somewhere. Yeah. So just so you know, boys and girls, we didn't have anything
Yeah.
pre-planned for today, as you can obviously tell. So we're just going to go on a bit of a mad one.
Oh yes. Yeah, this woman made these poisons back in like the 17th century, and they were disguised in perfume bottles so that they would just blend in and no one would ever think the wiser. And but yeah, they were slow-acting poisons that housewives could use on their like husbands if they were like fucking horrible. And,
Aquatofana, is it?
Aquatofana.
Aquatofana. There we go.
Yeah, yeah. The autumn of 1791 is while he was still hard at work on the great requiem mass that would form such a large part of his legend, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart fell seriously ill, convinced that there was no chance of recovery, and he began to speak of death and asserted that he was setting the requiem for himself. I feel definitely, he continued, that I will not last much longer. I am sure that I have been poisoned. I cannot rid myself of this idea. Someone has given me aqua tofana and calculated precise time of my death. So he even said that maybe bloody Mozart died of this stuff. But what he's saying at the end there, where it's like calculated the precise time of my death, it was done in doses, like she could like recommend and stuff like that. Like this much every day would kill him in a year, or
Shit.
that this much a day could kill him in a week. This much could do it instantly. But the whole thing was that it was completely untraceable, and it smelled like perfume. So when it sat on the side, like for investigations, it would just blend in. Like police would just be like, oh, "It's fucking perfume," and all the police back then were men as well. Men didn't know what fucking perfume bottles are like.
No, and back then I didn't really care. It was just a
No,
woman,
they didn't give a shit.
woman's thing.
Yeah, and the only people who really had perfume back in those days as well were women whose husbands could afford to have it, and they were in rich areas. Rich people didn't kill people, Ad.
Yeah.
Murder was a poor people's game. Not sophisticated people, not back then, mush. So it was like, yeah, it was just like perfect. But this was over in like, yeah, Italy, I think you said, yeah.
There was over 600 victims.
Yeah.
Fuck. All died from this poison, mostly abusive husbands, in a time where women did not have any rights or protection.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's a good way of going about it, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like going back on it, when you look at it nowadays, it'd be like, all right, love, come on, calm down. But like, no, but like back then, it's like I say, they had no rights or any protections, and like laws were totally against. I mean, it was only like in the 80s that I think it became illegal for a husband to rape his wife.
Yeah. Do you know what? I don't think it was that long ago, actually.
Yeah, so you can only imagine how they were treated back then. So yeah, I think a bit of the old liquid vengeance, mate. I'm behind that 100%. 17th century madness. Yeah, bit of that.
Oh shit! It was 1990.
1990.
The Criminal Law Act was amended to abolish the exemption from punishment in cases where a husband raped his wife.
Mate, that's an hour lifetime.
What the fuck is wrong, guys? Come on. That shouldn't be happening.
Ridiculous. No.
You know, I know. You know, I'm not going to talk about current affairs, obviously with the women in subject at the moment and stuff. But fucking hell, this is ridiculous. You know, that's what's. I'm not that good at maths. What's 1990? 20 years ago? 21 years ago?
21 years ago, yeah.
I'm 30 fucking 1. That means when I was 10.
No, it was
31 years ago.
It was 31 years ago. What the fuck are we on about?
Oh fuck! I can't take away that number from that number.
I'm no mathematician, but I was like, what, 10?
Yeah. We were 10, weren't we? No. Shit. But still, that's in our fucking lifetime, man, and that's weird. That's wrong. So yeah, I'm completely with you on that. You know, if they ain't got no rights, they're in a fucking relationship where the husband's beating them. No one's probably going to give a fuck about
these
it.
days, like, obviously, it was like if in a domestic abuse situation was to occur, like, obviously the wife or husband will always be like, oh no, I'm not pressing charges, I'm not doing it. It just happens, you know, I provoke them and all this sort of stuff, because it does happen to men as well, you know.
Yeah, of course it does.
You know, we don't want to leave our boys out, but it wasn't that long ago either that it got changed that the police can now press charges on your behalf against a violent partner,
right?
Which is interesting. And also, I was reading recently, and during all this lockdown stuff, I mean, I will double check them just to make sure, because this is important, but during lockdown, if you're a victim of domestic abuse or whatever, you can use trains for free.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like if you're fleeing and escaping somewhere, yeah, I would just Google that now, just to extra make sure, because I don't want to put anyone in the situation.
No, sure.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. How would I word this?
You're actually right, mate. You are right. I've just had a look on BBC News. It says free rail travel for domestic abuse victims extended.
Has it been extended?
Yeah, well, this was back
They
in.
should make it indefinite, I think.
Yeah, until what's it say? Oh, it says till March. This was an outdated article that I'm reading here, so it might be a newer version. February 2021. Where was that? Was set up? Oh yeah. So.
Yeah, but I think you can take your kids as well. Right, that's what they were saying on the news.
Yeah, you can take. Yeah, you can. There's loads of helplines you can use as well, and you can call Women's Aid. Well, there's someone from Women's Aid that you can call, and they'll help you out if need be as well for that. So, but that's fucking right, man. That's what we should be doing in this day and age. We should be helping out, and this is everyone in crisis, not just fucking women, not just the blokes, not just the fucking trans or whatever you want, whatever. Everyone shouldn't be in a shit situation.
Everyone's should have the right to feel safe.
Yeah, it's quite a weird thing to say.
Not really asking for a lot.
No, yeah. And so, well, coming back to this thing, like the Aqua Tofana thing, what other options is there for someone back in 1632 or 1650 in Rome? You know, what are you going to do? Your abusive husband, you get this potion. So where did you buy these potions from then? Who was selling them?
I think it was just this woman, this one like gypsy lady was doing it, and it was one of those things. It was like a very hush thing that sort of went around like socially around like women's areas, like I don't know where women used to hang out back then. I know like in the 60s it would have been things like the barber shop, not the barber shop, the hairdressers, sorry, or it'd be like the what they have, the washing machines, the laundrettes, stuff like that. So back then I imagine it'd be the same sort of thing, but on like an ancient Rome scale. Like I don't know if like they went out to get the water in holes or if they were gathering the fruits or whatever.
Right.
And, but it would sort of travel around those sort of social circles, like it would get around. So she may have been like a worker among them or whatever. But yeah,
how the fuck do you ask for that shit? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like asking for weed, isn't it, on the side? Have you got any of that?
Yeah, like when you're a teenager and you're like, who's going to ask him? I don't know, you fucking ask him.
Not me. Fuck off.
Yeah,
Is that the guy?
Yeah, look at him. He's looking at us. He's looking at us. Oh shit! If it's not him, who is it?
That's
he's looking at us.
That's old Bill. That's got to be old Bill, isn't it? Fuck.
Oh, it's gonna be fucking he's police. We knew it, mate. We knew it. And then he'll come over and be like, "Oh, are you the ones who want to buy drugs?"
Oh, what about to dive? You know, to go for a completely different angle. We'll come back to thing in a minute. But when we was in London, it was for a show, and it was that geezer who come up to you telling you about a rave or something. Yeah, that was like 3 months ago.
Yeah, he had like it was like a weird music festival, wasn't it, with like jazz bands and who knows what else. And it was out of date. It was like because we were there in April, and this thing was on at like, I think it was like a New Year's party or something, wasn't it?
I'm sure it was, yeah.
Something ridiculous. Yeah, and he was like, yeah, we've got like good bands and that. Yeah, we're good. My number's at the bottom in case you need anything, you know, just in case when it comes to like travel and staying nearby. But also on the back is another number. So if you want any weed, coke, pill, skag, anything like that, just give it a ring. And then just nonchalantly walked off. And he looked like he was just like some middle class,
Yeah.
late 30s, on his holidays.
Shirt, yeah.
Yeah, he looked nice, didn't he? He was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah. And he just dropped that on us.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? That is the most polite, well-dressed dealer, you know, that I've seen for a while, especially in like Camden in London, outside the underworld. You know, you don't expect that shit. You know, maybe I'm old school. I like my dealer looking like a dealer.
Yes, that's what I like. You know, the one where you wait down by the park, the car pulls up, you lean over, you do the exchange, you say the old, you know, how's the wife and kids? They're good. Yeah, how's your mum? Yeah, she's all right, mate. All right then, fella. Tap the top of the car. They pull off. Everyone, you got about 80 people walking their dogs around you. They know what's going on, but no one cares. You're not hurting anybody.
Or you know, it's like when you go into the house, isn't it? You've got to go into the house and you have to do all that awkwardness because there's usually other people there waiting as well.
Yeah, like, it's like a waiting room, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a really awkward doctor's waiting room. We just like, what? Yeah, Kushti. Yep. Right.
Let me know where you stand with this. When you go to a dealer's house, now, I'm all for dealer etiquette and all that. Like, I'm happy to sit there and have a conversation with them 5 minutes before they go, oh, do you want to buy some smoke then? Because they must get lonely. They might just think all their friends are just friends of them for their weed.
Yeah.
You never know. But what always fucking gets me when you go around there and they hand it over to you and then they go, oh, feel free to roll one up if you want. Oh, I always want to sit there and go, oh, you're going to give me a couple of fucking quid back, are you? After you've smoked what I've just bought from you. Cheeky bastard.
That is so. It's like taking someone out to a meal and going, yeah, if you don't mind.
If the barman passed me a pint and then took a mouthful out of it, I'd be so pissed off.
You go, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, and still took full price for it.
That's £4, please, mate.
Yeah, takes a huge slug out of it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, help yourself, bruv.
Yeah, in that term, no, that's not okay, man. That's not good.
No. And I'm all for supporting your local dealer. Drug dealers all get a bad name. They're just trying to get by like everybody else using the skills that they've got.
Yep, that's right. A small local business as well.
It is, and it's like with anything. Being a barman is a victimless crime. If being a barman was illegal, it'd be a victimless crime, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And people are like, if alcohol was illegal, they'd be sitting there going, "Oh, it's all these barmen pushing it on people." But because it's legal, it's look at state of him. Look.
Yeah.
I mean, they make drugs legal, mate. It'll be like, don't blame dealers. They didn't make you put that in your body. But because it's illegal, they get the bad rap, like the bad people. And it's like, they're just supplying it. No one's making anyone buy anything here.
I think that's the really weird thing about like social etiquette as well, like, and social opinions on things. I think everyone should be entitled to do whatever the fuck they want, man.
Yeah,
you know,
as long as it's like between consenting adults and no one's being hurt. 100%, absolutely anything that goes on behind closed doors.
Yeah,
fuck all anybody else's business. And it's like I'll probably get in trouble for saying like, because I don't like what do they call it? Public displays of affection.
That's it. Yep.
I'm not into any of that. I don't like it. I don't know why. I didn't even enjoy holding hands when I was like seeing people. It's nothing to do with like, oh, manly, because I'm not exactly what you'd call manly. But I don't know. It's something. It's like a fear of spiders. You don't choose to be uncomfortable by them. You just are.
No, that's it.
But I don't like seeing it either. And this is where it gets to the point where people are like, oh yeah, but it's not just behind closed doors, it's out in public too. And it's like, yeah, but it's up to me. I mean, this isn't like, oh, I don't want to see two blokes kissing, because I don't want to see two blokes kissing. But I also don't want to see a bloke and a woman kissing either. I don't want to see anybody doing anything. I think when we're all out in public, it should be like a 1970s sci-fi film where we're all on escalators and we're all facing forwards, we're all fucking ignoring each other, right? Everyone just goes about their business and leaves each other alone, and then behind closed doors, do whatever the fuck you want.
Do you know what that sounds like? That sounds like, you know, an idyllic world, really, doesn't it? You know, that's how it should be.
Absolutely.
Because, like, you know, people get
signs flash every now and then saying "obey," and Elon Musk is just staring down at you.
But you could do your fucking drugs. You could do your heroin, and no one would judge you.
Exactly.
But that's right. Everyone should be entitled to. But you know, we
they would actually be the trade-off, which is say, look, if we let you do whatever the fuck you want to do at home, you know, within reason, consenting adults, etc.
Yeah.
You do whatever the fuck you want to do at home. No police intervention. It's your house. You do whatever you want. But when you're outside, just obey the rules. I think that's a fair trade.
Yeah.
Crime would go right down, wouldn't it? Really. I mean, you're out in public, and it's like, you know what? No, we'll obey the rules because I want to go home and do this. And if they take that rule back, I won't be able to do that. And I have to be scared every time I want to shoot up and watch fucking rabbit porn or whatever. You know, but oh yeah.
But no, I completely agree, man. Because I think everyone should be, you know, they should be able to do whatever they want as long as it's consenting adults and all this sort of bollocks.
Exactly.
Like, there's many things.
Utilitarian in the streets, hippie in the sheets.
but yeah, I mean, this is what it is, isn't it? Like, we do things every single day you know are bad for you, like buying anything, like buying fucking chocolate bars. Too many of them, you're going to get diabetes, you're going to die. Buy drinking alcohol. Drink too much of that, you're going to die. Smoke too much, you're going to die. It's like, why can't we have the choice to be able to do it? You know, like when it comes to stuff like...
If I want to poison myself and like hit self-destruct, I should be allowed to do it with a drug of my choice.
That's right.
You know, whose business is it of some copper or fucking lawmaker whether I want to poison myself with a bottle of whiskey or a bag of heroin? What fucking difference is it going to make on his fucking life? If I walk through the streets fucking off my face with a fucking bottle in my hand, people are going to go, you said, and not even think twice. If I walk around with a fucking rubber hose wrapped around my arm and I'm behaving the exact same way, suddenly I'm a criminal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, where's the distinction?
I think it's quite shocking, really, that I know we shouldn't. I don't think we're condoning self-destruct by any means, but like, if you need to get,
you should be allowed to.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, there's no options, is there? Like, say right now, say if you're fucking like, you know what, I'm fucked off. I want to go down the shop and I want to get fucking blasted. Now, what options do you have? The only thing that can really change your senses is alcohol or prescription. Like, you know, you could take loads of, I don't know, maybe Sudafed or something that might get you fucked up, but you don't really have a lot of choice. You know, alcohol turns everyone into a fucking idiot, and if you drink too much, it's gonna fucking kill you. Why the fuck can't you just go and pick up some weed, man? You know what I mean? I know I sound like stoner central here, but you know, there should be other options.
In this day and age, though, it doesn't sound like stoner central, because I know it's like my mum and stepdad. You know, neither of them have ever even touched weed in their life.
Right.
They think it should be legal.
Yeah.
They think drugs should be legal. They sit there saying, whose fucking business is it? If they just legalise it, put a tax on it, and not being funny either, it's like, and I know it's a tried and tested old argument where it's like, oh, but you know, we've got alcohol and we've got cigarettes. But it's true, we've got alcohol and cigarettes, which have been proven to be just detrimentally more dangerous than weed.
Yeah,
and it's even with everything we've got now, like where they like criminalise this and this is illegal and that's illegal, but cigarettes are still legal. Even if they said, right, we're not making weed legal, but would do you one better, we'll make cigarettes illegal. then I'd be like, you know what, fair enough.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll go with that. That's a happy medium. Either weed can be legal or cigarettes can't.
Yeah.
Because this is bullshit otherwise.
Like fags literally do nothing. Like I know. I used to be a smoker of cigarettes and stuff, and still miss it. And obviously the other half, and you, I assume, still smoking and that. But
no, I don't smoke now. I used to be no, at one point I was on 35 a day.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I haven't smoked now. I will pinch the odd bit of tobacco every now and then if I feel like having like a proper nice half and half spliff.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you the last time I actually bought tobacco.
Oh, fair. Well, that's what I'm saying then, because but Backy is all it does is bad stuff to you. It has a few minor positive things. It mentally, I suppose, you can have a fag and calm down and stuff like that.
But even that's done with chemicals that are dangerous.
Yeah, some ridiculous chemicals.
The only positive things you get out of it, like you say, is that sense of relief. It's that a bit of a giggle. They also call it oral pleasure. Because you're doing something with your hand to your mouth and you've got that going on. But for me, it was always a little burn at the back of the throat. That was always my favourite bit of the smoke.
Right.
And a little bit of nicotine rush you get. But all of that none of that is caused by anything positive. That's all caused by bad things.
Poisoning, isn't it?
Yeah, those chemical imbalances that you feel in your head and they go, oh, that's nice. It's not like weed where it's like, oh, we've just pushed this certain chemical. No, this is a new chemical being introduced. Yeah. And it's going, oh, I could give you cancer. And it goes around your veins and your brain's up against you going, oh, but you feel nice though, man. Oh. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it's like, oof.
It's a weird place to be in it. It's a weird thought process as well. When you think about it, and it's quite funny because like I don't mind people who smoke. I don't mind people who drink or whatever, do whatever they fucking want. But I don't know.
Yes, yeah.
It's a weird world we live in.
I still even find women who smoke sexy.
Yeah, but you find a very weird type of woman sexy. The last time we spoke about women, like that bird off fucking oh fuck, I knew I'd forget it. Bastard. Football Factory, is it?
Oh.
Whatever her fucking name is, Barbara?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what her name is.
Yeah, mate, our Babs.
Oh.
Yeah, she was alright, mate.
With the rough throat and that coarse voice and...
Oh. You leave our Babs alone. Oh.
Yeah,
you know Aaron, mate, he loves his big bitches.
Oh, fucking hell. So poisoning men in Rome back in the day.
That's the way to do it.
Apparently. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what, like, I'm assuming she must have been like knocked about by her husband or something to have like sort of come up with it, maybe, or maybe she was just like had a bit of a Dragon's Den moment and thought I could corner a market here.
Yeah, fuck it, I can make some money here, guys.
Yeah. Was there ever an idea you came up with at one point that you thought I could make money from this, and then years later you thought to yourself that would have been a really shit idea?
Oh yeah, fucking hell! Nearly everything I do, mate. Nearly everything I do is like, yeah, that's a good idea. Nah, that's shit.
Yeah, I'd be into that. I would like to invent something, like something that's, I don't know. It'd have to be useful, wouldn't it?
Like what though? What do you want to
make? No, because you get some of these people that you see on TV and like, oh, I'm an inventor. I always got to sit there and think, oh yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I mean? When I think of inventors, I think like, see, this is again where I'm too silly, because they sit there and go, oh, I'm an inventor. I sit there and I think, mate, that's like saying you're an explorer. Do you know what I mean? It's like, mate, everything's been invented already. You're just getting an old idea and you're adding something else to it. You're just making older stuff better at this point.
Yeah, rehashing it.
Yeah, you're a refurbisher at best. You know, I'm an inventor. Yeah. You know,
Well, talk about rehashing stuff. This might be a bit controversial actually. I watched
Go on.
what did we watch? What did we watch last night? Lord of the No, we didn't. The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, is it? The second one?
I don't know. I only watched the first one.
Yeah, well, I watched the second one years ago when it first came out, and I watched it again last night, and I was fucking.
I think that is Smaug, yeah, because the third one was something to do with, what was it, like three armies or something?
Yeah, Battle of the Five Armies, five armies, three armies, something like that. Yeah, and I watched it, man, and it's just CGI fucking central, and it just.
Mate, me and my stepdad were talking about this yesterday at dinner. But the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because we was sat downstairs, and Mum was sorting some bits out in the kitchen. We had Japanese food last night. It was wicked.
Oh, nice.
But while we were waiting, he was talking about a new David Cronenberg film that's coming out. Well, his son's new film.
Mm.
But it's like a horror movie. But he was talking about that, saying that it's going to be using all practical effects. Like, he doesn't want any CGI in the film. He wants to do it like old school, proper again.
Nice.
And that's what I like to hear, man.
It brings a different dimension to it, doesn't it? Like, I'm not being funny. That first Fellowship of the Ring, the first Lord of the Rings, and they're the people dressed up, and they actually look fucking real.
Yeah, the old Urukai and all that.
Yeah, and it's savage because it's like, yeah, these are actually like geezers. Like,
yeah, they're physical entities.
That's it. Yeah, they're not fucking actually orcs. They're not these warrior Urukai. But you fucking look at them and think, wow.
But for that moment while you're watching them,
they are.
They're good enough.
Yeah, and it's like there's just a movement of some of them, like last night in that film, and when the dragon flies in the air, it's like, I know it's old technology, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't look as good, and it kind of took it away from me a little bit. And I would be gutted if I was trying to show someone that film and go, look how good Lord of the Rings is or The Hobbit is, and then go, shit, sorry guys, that actually looks a bit crap. And I'm not a film critic by any means, guys. If you love it, then don't fucking slate me for it, but it's my opinion.
So fuck off. but I agree, man, because the thing is as well is that with a lot of these like CGI, because don't get me wrong, I'm not anti CGI. CGI has its place.
Yeah.
I mean, if I want to watch like a sci-fi like space opera type thing, there better be CGI in it, or else I'm going to be fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
Look at the movie Prometheus.
Yep.
You couldn't make that without CGI.
Nah,
Behave yourself. That's a wicked film. People slate that film. Fuck them. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's a good film.
But then you get like some of these other films as well. The Thing, mate.
Oh yeah.
Practical effects. No CGI in that bad boy. And you look at it today, it still looks fucking wicked.
It's timeless, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. American Werewolf in London, Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Motherfucking Jurassic Park.
Oh, stop it. Yeah, you're misbehaving now.
Yeah. But the first Alien movie, the second Alien movie.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, some of it does look dated. Like, first thing that comes to my head is the self-surgery scene in Terminator, where he's Arnie's at the sink and he's cutting his arm open in his eye and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And you see their head turn to look at like the camera, and it's like we'd all see that's a fake head.
Yeah.
There's like no texture on there at all. It's like completely flat, like latex skin. There's no wrinkles or anything. Like stuff like that. You look at it and you think, oh, that looks so bad. But for the most part, it looks awesome. Like that bit where he's got that hole in his arm and the tendons are moving.
Yeah.
Where it's actually, because it is a real robot arm doing that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that is. But nowadays they would do it with CGI, and you'd be like, that's CGI. You can your brain knows it's not real.
Yeah. And
it does take away from the experience. It's like what a lot of these new things now, and they've got like the big killer monster. It's like the monster's not as scary anymore because our brain knows it isn't real.
Yeah, and that's it. Well, that's where a lot of the I think we're going back to Alien. That's what made it so scary, because you didn't have to see the fucking alien in the film to be scared of it.
And when you did, it was like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah, it's like, wow, that's scarier than I thought it was going to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. I just want to be wowed more. And actually, but saying that, wow, that just led on to something else. And thinking of it, someone the other day said to me at work, and said, "What was the time in your life where you was wowed, like where you was really like, just couldn't really comprehend what was going on because it was so good?" And I was like, I have no fucking idea if I ever even had that in my life yet. And then it started
I
to feel
have that all the
worthless.
time.
Do you?
Yeah, man. Just like reading stuff, I'll just be like, I just get fascinated by it, and I'll just be like, oh my god, this stuff happens in real life, and we just don't know about it. It's like with like, I'm constantly watching like stuff about space and things like that, the space probe, the first thing we put up in the in space. It's got a record inside it, and it plays on an infinite loop or something, and
Really?
it plays. Yeah, it's got sounds and sentences and like bits of music, just like sounds of like our animals and like different noises from Earth, like highways and like airports and train stations. People saying hello from Earth. This is da 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 da. We had representatives from every country like say the same sentence in their own language. It's all been put on this record. And it all goes around in space. So if any aliens pick it up, we're at least like talking to them. This was like in maybe for 40 odd years ago.
Oh,
But
shit.
this probe moves through space at 11 miles per second.
Shit.
To even think of what that speed is, and I sit there like right now, where we're sitting somewhere up above us or under us or wherever, that thing exists and is moving at that speed with that message, with that intention behind it. That blows me away.
So is it in orbit then, or is it just flying aimlessly?
It's just flying aimlessly through space. It's off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's blowing my mind a little bit.
It's just out there, and it's been there for like. Let me see if I can find this bad boy.
This weird little thing.
Oh, my coffee's empty.
Motherfucker.
I hate when that happens. You know, when you sit there and you think, oh, I'll have a swig of your coffee, and then you pick the cup up and, oh, actually, no, I won't.
It's just an empty fucking cup.
Yeah, for my empty fucking life. Oh, yeah. What do I look for? Oh, yeah. Record in space noises.
Oh, I was gonna drop the bomb about our little secret, about our little secret when you said about empty coffee, but I might drop it later.
Oh,
Might keep the people listening. So they have to fucking listen to the old podcast and not switch off. Someone listened the other day for like an hour and 27 minutes. It's like, why the fuck didn't you listen to the last 3 minutes? That's the best bit.
sons of bitches, obviously.
Not that I can complain if you've listened to an hour and 27 minutes, guys. I do love it. Thank you. Please don't turn us
Same
off.
person could be listening right now thinking, oh, fuck you then.
Yeah, I'll turn it off now. You can't. That was 27 minutes for you.
Oh, piece of shit.
Love me. Please love me.
Yeah, 1969.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, and it was only 5 years ago that all the noises that were recorded on there were made public.
Mm.
So you can listen to all the noises that were recorded onto there. But
Is
yeah,
it a long
11. 11. I don't know, actually.
Oh, I thought you would have listened to it.
Oh, I've heard it so many times on these different but like little clips of it. I don't think it's very long because it is on an LP.
Oh, it's actually on a fucking record player. Like, oh shit, yeah, of course it would.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on like a golden LP or something like that. So mental.
Mm.
But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Happy days. That's what you need. That's what you need in life.
Yeah, it can't be that long because all the videos that are like here talking about it or with it or stuff like that. Oh, here we go. It looks like it's 11 minutes.
Oh, fair enough.
Let's have a look here. So this is part 1, apparently. And this is 11 minutes. So maybe it's 11 minutes either side, which would make sense.
What would it turn over as well?
I should bloody hope so.
Christ.
Sometimes the B-sides are just as good as what's on the other.
That's right. We know that.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. I'll tell you one thing I didn't know.
Go on.
The loudest animal in the world is a prawn.
Yes, I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, it's the well, just to digress, obviously, the pistol shrimp.
Yes, I was talking about this the other day. The pistol shrimp is also the fastest. It can move its little claw like so fast, because the whole point of the pistol shrimp is he's an absolute like gunslinger of the sea. He is a gangster. He closes his pincher so fast that it causes an air bubble to shoot across the ocean and twat stuff in their head and like knock them out before it goes over there and fucks them.
This is what the people want to hear. Tales from the animals.
Yes, mate. And when this thing shuts, it does it so quickly that the friction it causes is hotter than the core of the sun. How do you like them fucking sea apples?
Yeah, fucking. I've only got, well, obviously, because I just float around on the internet during our podcast, and it just come
And
across.
the loudest sound is the shrimp shouting "blap" when he does it. Gadoosh!
Yeah, 230 decibels, which is louder than the sound of a gunshot. The
Hadouken!
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, mate.
It fucking is. The imploding bubble for split seconds also generates temperatures of 4,400 degrees. What?
That's mental, isn't it?
Well, so you
shrimp, motherfucker.
Well, so it fucking throws a hot bubble of. Is it a hot? Oh, sorry.
Hot bubble of death. It launches a god of chaos straight at your bunts.
Oh, it don't. What's the range on it? I wonder. That's fucking insane.
Pistol shrimp's hard, isn't he, mate? He's harder than counting zebras, that bloke.
Oh, I just typed in pistol shrimp range, and they just told me a crossbow can shoot up to 225 foot. That's handy. Well done, Yahoo.
Cheers for that irrelevant piece of information.
It's literally not what I searched for, but thank you very much. Oh,
that person at the pub where you sit there going, I wonder how fast a horse can go. And they come over and like, oh, some dogs can go like this fast.
Oh, yeah, cool. That's what I didn't ask.
Cheers for that, Simon.
Thank you so much. I wonder how fast this horse can run. Yeah, you can buy fags up the road. They're, what? please be my friend.
Oh, but yeah, mate, pistol shrimp, evil.
Yeah, he's quite a naughty little bastard, isn't he? He's quite good. Found out that flamingos are not pink either.
Are they not?
Oh, they're born grey, and their diet of brine shrimp and blue-green algae contains natural pink dye called, here we go everyone, I'm going to fuck it up, canthaxanthin. Canthaxanthin. It sounds like canthaxanthin that makes their feathers pink.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so flamingos in zoos usually often lose their colouring until zookeepers supplement their diets. They're like fucking re-dyeing them. You're not pink enough, bitch.
I want my money back. These aren't flamingos.
Oh, motherfucker. I like these.
I've seen somewhere before that some people who are like not necessarily colourblind, but also because a lot of people don't see flamingos as pink. They see them as like an off orange colour.
Right.
Because do you remember that thing with the black and blue dress?
Oh God, yeah.
And it was like, no, it's white and gold, and it's like, no, it's black and blue. That sort of thing. It's the same sort of thing. A lot of people, like with turquoise, some people see it as green, some people see it as blue, but like that shade of pink that like flamingos are. Same with like prawns as well, like cooked prawns and stuff.
Oh
people are like, is it pink? Is it orange? It's just that slight bit in between. So a lot of people like I remember seeing it on telly. I think it was like a lot of kids when they were colouring in, like the colouring books, they would colour in the flamingos orange and stuff.
But coming back to that dress, if it's blue or black or white and gold or whatever it was, the thing that done my head in about that is the dress was actually a colour. It's just people's perception of it. Is it because it's a screen or is it lighting? Because people were fucking arguing about it hard, man. Like,
yeah, but some people slightly edited it as well. Because
right.
some people put a bit more contrast or just distort it a little bit more, so it would look especially like the one that they thought it was, so more people could come over. But if you see the original picture, it does fuck you up, and it is very clever. But the whole like spitefulness behind it, it went deep.
But it did though, when people were literally kicking off like, "You fucking idiot! Can you not fucking see it's this? Oh look this!" And they're putting pictures of green shades next to it or black shades, and it's like, fucking hell, chill out! It's a fucking dress, guys.
Yeah.
Are you going to wear the dress?
Yeah, and in the end, it was black and blue.
Yeah. The person put the post up, didn't they? It was like, this is the dress. Oh.
So that ends that, you bastards.
Well, just saying that, this would have solved that situation straight away. There's the horned lizard that's able to shoot blood from its own eyes up to a distance of 3 foot. It's a self-defense mechanism to confuse predators. That'd fuck them out, wouldn't it?
That'll do it.
Do you know what? Imagine you're about to have a fight with someone and you go, "Come on then, cunt. Let's go.
Squirt blood at me from their eyes and leg it.
You're like,
that fight's over.
Right. Yeah, you would be shabbing, wouldn't you? No, I'm all right, actually. Not today. I'll let you have that one.
Blood from its eyes.
Yeah, man, and that was Nat Geo as well. Does
it make a noise as well? Does it go like when it does it?
You would hope so.
Yeah, probably like.
Oh, it fucking hell! It inflates its body up to twice its size and then squirts blood from its eye. That can't be good for you. That can't be good. Yeah.
Oh, mate, that's the best thing ever.
I've got the facts here. I got the fucking facts today, guys.
Next time the postman comes round, mate, I'm inflating to twice my size and shooting blood at him from my eyeballs and slamming the door in his face.
And this is what I mean. We're like, these extraterrestrials have got to be little grey men. Why the fuck can't they be double inflating lizards with blood out their eyes, guys? You're not thinking outside the box enough.
Yeah, come on.
You're too like, it's got to be on 2 feet and grey. Fuck that. I want a fucking 4-dimensional or 5-dimensional octopus that squirts blood out of his fucking eyes. That's what I want.
Yes. We want this, and we want it now.
And why is there no films about it? Why has no one made a film about it?
I thought there's this other fish as well. I remember seeing this on one of my David Attenborough's. Mate, get this fish. I can't remember what it's called, so I'm going to call him Sniper Fish.
Oh, nice.
Because I think it's got a good ring to it. But what this little guy does is that he pokes his head out of the water and he squirts water from his mouth at bugs that are flying above it. And it shoots them out of the sky, and they land on the water, and then he just eats them.
Oh, what, sticks his head out of the water?
Yeah, he just squirts water at these bugs, shoots them out the sky, but he like leaves them and everything, mate. He's like a marksman. It isn't him like just firing random shots and hoping for the best. No, he goes up, mate, and goes like that. And he goes bang right to the side of this bug, falls down to the water. He goes over and eats it.
It's called the archer fish.
The archer fish.
Yeah, just
Sniper fish is better, I think. Sniper fish has a better ring to it. We'll change that.
Yeah, I'll get on Wiki and change that now.
Yeah, hashtag sniper fish.
That's right. Let's make it happen, guys. But yeah, that's a crazy little animal.
Yeah, I like stuff like that. The ones because this is what really annoys me, because I've got nothing against vegans. You crack on, do what you want. Don't lecture me about your cruelty-free diets, because you'd be fucking shocked. Yeah. But but some of these like vegans you get and stuff like that, because a lot of them, I remember they were saying like hunting's wrong because we're not using our natural ability. If we were supposed to eat animals, we'd be able to hunt them using our bodies. And if we can't do that, then obviously we're not supposed to eat them. That's why we have to use tools, because it's out of our natural means. And it's like, do you know how many animals use fucking tools and they're still carnivores?
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean? It's such a weak argument. And what annoys me is when they sit there going as well, sometimes going like, oh yeah, the whole that's why we've got canines is such an old argument. It's like, well, yeah, for a reason.
Yeah.
I haven't got them for lettuce, love. You know what I mean? This is what these things are for. And don't get me wrong, you know, I get like some people are vegans for great reasons. Go for it, crack on. And I get that they must get so wound up, and every people go on going, oh, you don't eat bacon then. It's like, no, of course I don't eat bacon, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean? You moron. But yeah, but stuff like that, I just sit there and I think, let's just think about this, because I mean, this argument was made to me while this person was driving their car. But yeah, but when you see some of these animals, man, with some of their tools, like fucking, well, look at the old like the symbiotic relationships. I mean,
Yeah,
the honey guy that just uses people as a tool. You know, and
Oh,
have you ever seen that picture as well of that orangutan trying to fish with his stick?
oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, it's wicked. He's just hanging over. He's got his stick. And he's like poking at the water. He's like, "Come on, you bastards!"
And it's funny because people would say, like, is that a learned behaviour? Has he learned that because he's seen humans do it or whatever? But regardless,
Yeah, because that's what a lot of people do. Like, oh, he's just mimicking the other fishermen who were there, and it's like, so
yeah,
it's still amazing.
that's it. And if you've got fucking brain power to be able to figure that out, then
Yeah.
you deserve to reap the benefits of using that tool to eat food and live.
100%. That's the way to put it, I think, mate.
Yeah, and that's what fucks me off about, and not all vegetarians, vegans, or anything like that, because I know people who put their kids on paleo diets or paleo diets.
Oh, paleo.
Paleo, that's it, and they just eat nuts and stuff that cavemen would eat. And it's like, you do you, guys. If you want to fucking eat vegetarian, vegan, or just meat, you go fucking nuts. But stop trying to lecture everyone. Just let people live their life. Like we said last week with the fucking simulation theory, just because you're not playing it to fucking win, don't mean you can't enjoy yourself while you're here. So just do you. Don't fucking spread it onto everyone else.
What we were saying earlier as well, people should be able to live however they want to. And when you've got these people who are like sitting there saying, oh yeah, you've got to allow gays to get married, 100% agree, let's do it. It's no one else's business what people want to do. And then in the same breath they go, you're not allowed to eat meat. It's like, hold on.
Yeah, what's that about, guys?
What are we doing? It's like before, like, do you remember when loads of people were saying like, oh yeah, never tar people with the same brush, and then in the same breath we're saying all cops are bastards.
That's it.
You know what I mean? It's like, all right, brilliant, yeah, well done, idiot.
And people get, and it's the animosity that they have with that kind of ideology in it. They get so angry, like eating meat is bad. Okay, you think eating meat is bad? Cool, that's your right as a human being to not eat meat. Then fine.
Yeah, I think eating meat is good.
I like eating meat. Meat tastes good, but nothing better than a nice cigar and a steak in a summer's day. You know what I mean? Come on, you know, there's some finer things in. There's not many finer things in life, and why can't you enjoy that? And
exactly.
I don't know, man. It just gets to me because I don't.
It's like we were saying a minute ago as well, and they sit there saying, "Oh, you know, being vegan's cruelty free." It really ain't.
No.
I mean, don't get me wrong, people. The number one cause for deforestation is red meat farming, and that's why I don't eat red meat anymore. You know, I'm with you. I'm trying to do my bit. You know what I mean? I don't touch bacon or beef or anything like that. I'll have red meat if it's locally sourced and hunted. Like we've got a husband and wife down on the market stall, and they sell things like venison and wild boar and stuff like that. I'll have that every now and then when it's like a luxury, because it's not being farmed. There's no carbon footprint there. I can do that. But the first one is red meat farming. It's like, all right, yeah, cool. I'll chuck that. The second one is soy farming.
Yep.
Soy plantations is the second most detrimental thing to rainforests all over the world. And the third one is palm oil, which is why I always try not to get anything with palm oil in it, because I love orangutans too much.
Yeah, same as man. I think that's it's bullshit. That all that palm oil shit. You
Yeah.
know.
And then also with some of these, not even the soy farms, but even these huge patches of land, acres and acres, square miles of land to grow this food for vegans, for their vegan friendly foods and stuff. And I don't know what you lot think happens when the animals come over. They think, oh, it's vegan food. They won't mind the animals helping themselves to their food supply. No, 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 no. Those animals all get killed. They get mulched up. They
Yeah.
get shredded through combine harvesters. They get caught in traps and are left to die. Yeah, if you think being a vegan means that no animals are dying and you've got no carbon footprint, guess again, my friend, because it goes deep. And all those vegan tattoos you've got more than likely have squid ink in them.
Oh yeah.
So there's that. And also crushed beetles.
Oh yeah, in your food colourings and that, isn't it?
Yeah, food colorings. And a lot of these, my good friend was telling me the other day that a lot of these, so this is totally anecdotal, please look this up, could be wrong, but he was telling me the other day that a lot of these so-called vegan friendly treats that are vanilla flavored, because farming vanilla and all that sort of stuff is very expensive, and I think it's seasonal too.
Right.
To use a very similar vanilla flavor, they use pus from beavers' anal glands.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, so if you've got a vanilla flavored vegan friendly yogurt and you can't see any black bits in it, there's a good chance you've got some beaver bum pus in your pudding.
I've got to Google it, man. I've got to see if that's see how right that is.
Well, at least if it's a myth, we can put it to bed. So that way, I'd like to say everyone wins, but
No, you're right. Shit, you're actually correct. It's beaver anal gland secretions. They secrete a chemical called castoreum. Castoreum.
that sounds like a fucking like a Roman leader.
Yeah, Lord Castoreum.
Yes.
Yep, and we use it as a sweet vanilla, strawberry, and raspberry flavouring in drinks and sweets. Well, guys, fucking hell, think again.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pro beaver anal gland, but you don't have to be. That's
Beaver
the beauty
bum
of it.
pus.
Yeah. Beaver bum pus.
And this is
Just give it another blast from your spice weasel.
where are you going to find information like this anywhere? You know, that's what I mean. You should just listen to us, and you're going to fucking learn about shit, man.
The important stuff, I think.
Well, would that not be a big deal if you was a vegan? Would you not be like, what the fuck?
I'd want to know this. You know, this is stuff I'm putting in my body after all.
I want to know it now, and I eat fucking anything. I don't know if I want to eat fucking that vanilla flavouring anymore.
Well, it is a worry.
Yeah, I'm okay with crushed beetles in me like red M&Ms and stuff. I'm okay with that when they told me, and gelatin made of bones and that back in horse bones or whatever, pig bones in it or something. Yeah,
horse bones, I think it was.
Yeah, that's fine. That's not too weird. Or your perfume made out of fucking ambergris or whatever. That's fine. But I don't know.
Ambergris, that's the whale vomit, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah, fermented whale vomit.
Yeah, but when it comes to mammal bum pus,
it raises my eyebrows a little bit, and I go, ooh.
Do you reckon that might be what that runny stuff is? That's why you've got to stir the yogurt first.
Oh no, dude! But who fucking
It's all
figured
settled
it out?
on top. It's like, oh, that needs mixing in. That bum pus has gotten away.
I want to know who had a fucking plain yogurt one day. The beaver walked over it, and someone ate it and went, do you know what, guys? This sounds weird, but hear me out. I reckon we could milk his bumhole, and we could have a good yogurt here.
And if milking someone's bumhole and a yogurt don't go hand in hand.
Well, not normally, but whoever figured it out, maybe.
Absolutely. But do you know what we were saying?
Ooh.
Like we touched on it a little bit last week, but then again the week before that as well, I think it was. Yeah. That we were saying, because I've been watching the X-Files again. Fucking gosh. And I was watching one the other day, and we were saying about like how we remember things in a certain way, and it's like it's exaggerated and whatnot.
What you mean, like us? You mean
Yeah,
us
like
actually remembering stuff?
yeah, like when we see like aliens or something,
Oh yeah.
sometimes we'll misinterpret it as this or that and whatnot. I watched this episode the other day. Now, please bear with me while I find it. I think it was this one. And no. Oh fuck me, I've lost it, haven't I?
And just while Aaron's searching for that, guys, I'll just fill you with some cool facts before we go to X-Files. A group of parrots is known as a pandemonium.
Well, that's fucking sick.
Yeah. And a collective noun for porcupines is a prickle. I'm not even joking.
A prickle of porcupines.
Yeah, man.
Well.
Oh, it's absolute pandemonium out there. Oh, everyone's thinking it's just going crazy. No, there's fucking a flock of parrots. Oh shit.
There are parrots everywhere, mate. Yes, I know because a collective of owls is a parliament, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I've got a different collection of something which is parliament, but we're not going to go there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, them bastards.
We don't do that. Don't do parliament. Cunts.
We almost went off on one there, didn't we?
Yeah, we have to stop ourselves sometimes. Realise we need that YouTube money. We can't get fucking banned from YouTube.
Ooh. No, we need that, like you say. Once that YouTube money's.
Baby elephants suck their trunks for comfort.
Suck those trunks for comfort, you say?
I'll tell you what, if I was a baby elephant, I'd be using my trunk to suck something else for comfort, but...
You know that. And did you see they've got fingers?
Yeah, didn't they?
Elephants have got fingers on the ends of their nose. Asians have only got the one finger under their nose, but African elephants have got two, so they can like proper pick shit up. It's mental. But yeah, I found that thingy. That old X-Files episode. Basically what happened in it is that it was a bit about the Men in Black. Like these aliens get seen and these sort of witnesses sort of see it.
Mm.
And one of the things about the Men in Black, which is quite fun, like back in the 60s and 70s when they were sort of like first being like talked about, because what they ideally are is that in folklore, if you were to see like a alien or something, you'd get visited by the Men in Black.
That's it, yeah.
Which is of course where the film comes from. And these people would just, obviously in the film they've got a little wand where they say what you saw is not a UFO, it was a weather balloon, and it wipes your memory. But what they used to do back then is that they would come to your house and they would say to you, you didn't see a UFO, you saw this, you saw that, or whatever. But at the same time, they would act like really weirdly. Like sometimes they would have like, they'd play like the cucaracha on their car as they pull up, like do 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 do, and then one of them would like walk backwards like towards you, and the other one would like walk normally, and then one of them might like start doing magic tricks or something while the other one's explaining to you.
Really?
So then, yeah, and they would do stuff like that. So when they would then go like, oh, yeah, the Men in Black visited me, one of them was doing this and the other one was doing magic tricks, they'd be like, this bloke's full of shit. They would just fabricate it in a way that however you told, no matter how honest you were being, it just sounded like you were lying. Yeah. But they had a Men in Black episode the other day, and one of them walks up to the witness, and this guy's played by Jesse Ventura as well, our boy from Predator.
Oh yeah.
And this is what he says to him, and it made me think of us straight away. He goes to him, your scientists have yet to discover how neural networks create self-consciousness, let alone how the human brain processes two-dimensional retinal images into the three-dimensional phenomenon known as perception. Yet you somehow brazenly declare that seeing is believing. And I thought, doesn't that just sum it up?
Yeah.
Like what we were saying about the 2D and the 3D and all this lot, and with the whole trying to remember how like we perceive like seeing something. I thought that sums it all up in one sentence, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
That is the way to go about it.
And where was that from? X-Files.
Yeah, mate. X-Files is wicked. I mean, it is awful, but when you go in knowing that, it is so much fun. It's such a great fun show. But what I like about it is that every now and then they'll talk about like a certain conspiracy theory or something,
Right.
or like something like that, and you'll think like, what is this? Is this real? And then you Google it and you're like, wow, this actually happened and shit like that. And then you like read up on it. It's amazing.
I've never got into it. I've never watched it.
Oh, it's worth doing, man. Just,
Yeah.
yeah, like I say, you've got to, when you go in, you've got to know that like fucking Gillian Anderson is literally carrying the entire cast by herself.
Right.
No one by her can act. And sometimes you'll get a special like guest star that will come in and like steal the show. But and the storylines are really over the top, but it's great fun.
Well, I'll give it a watch after I've done my Futurama.
Yes, but also, mate, you have a couple of smokes and you watch some X-Files. Woo! They take you on they take you down rabbit holes of their own. So a lot of them are based on real like real folklore and real conspiracy theories and real stuff like that. Like they do stuff on like on one of the episodes it rubs onto Operation Paperclip.
Oh.
They've got things like the Manhattan Project, the Face on Mars. They get like real things like the El Chupacabra and all this other stuff, like real conspiracy theories and like myths and stuff, and they just make a storyline out of it, saying like, what if it was true?
Right.
And this is how but it's really cool, man.
Yeah.
Really like it. And the characters are really good in it.
I think I'll give it a go. It's one of them things I just never really got into when I was younger, and
yeah, I think it is one of those. I do think it's one of those ones where like you are either, if you're not into it now, it's because you weren't into it when it was out. Sort of thing. It is one of those cult kind of shows. But I can see it making a comeback soon.
Well, that's hope so.
I can see, you know, like how Doctor Who got really popular again.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously it carried on, but I can see like everybody sort of being like, oh yeah, X-Files like the new like, it's like a geek trend in it, like that whole sort of sci-fi thing.
Yeah, you get a weird cult following, didn't you, with it?
Yeah. I'm waiting for Star Wars to die, to be honest with you. That's getting on my nerves.
I haven't watched it for years, mate, to be honest. It's just
everything is Star Wars now.
Yeah. And there's spin-offs, and there's a spin-offs of spin-offs or something.
Yeah. All sorts of spin-offs. And the thing is that they're doing a lot of things now, and it's like, oh, here's the spin-off for this, and it's like, yeah, but let us finish this storyline first, yeah, before we start introducing new ones and confusing it even further. Fucking hell. It's like the Chucky remake that came out. What was it? Child's Play, wasn't it? Came out, I think it was last year before.
Oh yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed it, but I thought we're bringing out a remake while the Chucky series is still going. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a bit.
It's like, we're getting a bit all over the place. It's jumbling a bit too much for me.
Yeah,
and you've already got a lot of choice, too much choice of things to watch.
Oh, don't get me started when you try and fucking look for something, you can't find fuck all to watch, even though there's literally anything you want to watch in the world.
Yeah, when you've got the choice of everything, it really does fucking... But then I forget we used to have terrestrial channels. Back in the day, all we had was channel 1 to 4, and you had mates who were posh who had channel 5.
Yeah, I remember it.
Channel 5.
It's so weird growing up in like our age group, isn't it? You know, like because like nowadays the kids are just full of tech. You know,
yeah, because that's the thing about our age. I think we were on that sweet spot where we were just coming into the high tech. Like high tech stuff was still stuff you saw on sci-fi, but we were just at that breath before we started making it real. But we were on the arse end of not relying on technology, that we can still appreciate the old days.
Yeah. Like going out and...
Yeah, because like when we were kids, like our Christmas list, you'd be hard to find anything on there that came with a charger.
Yeah, that's it.
You know what I mean? Because that's the problem with kids now. And I know it makes us sound like old people say, "Oh, the problem with kids today," but it's true. They've got no imagination. It's just fed to them. Like even when they're playing like video games and stuff. And
But they don't need to, do they? Because it's there.
they don't need to imagine. They're being told what to imagine, and it's like, come on, man. Imagination is like essential for kids, isn't it? Like when we were kids, it's like we had like, I don't know. I mean, what did you play with as kids? I was an Action Man kid when I was younger.
Yeah, I love me Action Man when I was a kid, and then I had when I went outside to play, it was like toy guns and stuff like that, running like playing Army Men and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was the same sort of way. And me and my friend, we were like outside was sort of armies, and we'd all have a stick. Yeah, and the stick could be whatever the fuck you wanted it to be.
Rocket launcher, stick, pistol, stick.
Yeah, flamethrower, machine gun, sword, Gandalf's staff. The stick was it, mate. But indoors it was all very Action Man. And that's another thing as well. I was walking before the pandemic thing. I was going through one of these shops and we saw like some of the new Action Men. Like Action Man's become a pussy over the years.
Is it?
Yeah, he's got like. We're looking at it and it was like, oh yeah, he can catch Dr. X with his net. With his net? He's Action Man. He's supposed to be a man of action. Do you remember the adverts for Action Man back in our day? Like the stuff look at the guns they'd come with and the rocket launchers. It wasn't like, catch him with a net and knock him into this little cage and humanely capture Dr. X. No, back in our day on the advert, you waited for Dr. X to look at a picture of his family before you snuck up behind him and garroted the son of a bitch. Let him say his silent goodbyes with his eyes to his fucking loved ones. You owed him that much, and then you buried him in the fucking woods.
And now it's killing him with a polite conversation.
Yeah, now it's being like progressive and trying to. Now you just get him banned off Twitter.
Yeah, getting his shadow banned.
Yeah, get Dr. X's YouTube page taken down by clicking report.
That's always ain't going to be the same, are they?
No, but that was the thing. But it's everything kids want now. It's like tablets, or it's like games for their consoles, or it's like a better webcam. Or I don't know what else the kids are into, but it's all stuff like that. It is tech and gadgets.
You know, the thing is, what gets me, dude, is like, I mean, I haven't got kids, with you, well, that we know of, and
we've owned cats. So that is essentially the same thing.
Yeah, and it's just these kids, man. Like they when they put so much money into their online game for like skins and things like that. Yeah. It's just like I remember
their pocket money now. They want like expansion packs and
and tokens,
and skins, and like, can I get like 500 EA tokens or whatever the fuck they are?
Yeah,
you're right. It is. It's a lot of it's for that pay to play stuff.
But whose fault is it? I mean, we're sitting there going, "Oh, kids these days," but they don't know no fucking difference.
That's the thing. And I remember seeing that on like the news a couple of years ago. They were talking about like how social media should be like more responsible about like how much time kids spend online. And this mum was on there like going, "Oh yeah, my kid spends like hours and hours on Facebook every day. Facebook should have parameters installed." Like, no, raise your fucking kid. If you don't want your kid on the computer for hours per day, don't blame Mark Zuckerberg. That's on you. Yeah. You go to him and say, right, offer that now. Or you set it all up. It's not up to them to raise your fucking kids for you. Do it your fucking self and sort your bloody life out in all the state of your hair. You know what I mean? And it's like there's kids' toys all over the floor from the new one that they've got. The eldest one's in prison. The middle one's on Facebook for too long. Well, maybe, you're just not very good at this. How about that?
Maybe it's not Twitter's problem. Maybe you just ain't very good.
Maybe you're just a pure excuse for a mum and a human being. How about that? Yeah.
But it is.
Don't go blaming Facebook and Twitter because your kids are online too long. No, that's on you, I'm afraid.
It's like when we were kids. Like, I mean, when I was, it's hard to think. Like maybe 12, 13. You know, like.
And sorry to interrupt you as well.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, the kids don't know any better. And at that age, if you were left in a room with an Xbox, and they were like, or when we were kids, and it was like the N64, wasn't it? On the old Quake. If your mum came in and goes, right, you can play on that for a bit, and until I come back, mate, we're going to be sat there until that second she comes back, and even then we're going to be saying, oh, 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
We're not going to be responsible and go, I'll play for 20 minutes, then I'll give my eyes a rest and maybe read a book. No, sorry, it ain't going to happen. You know,
and that's it.
Like you said, the kid don't know better.
No, and it's like when I was younger, like for say 13, 14 or whatever, like year 8 or whatever in school, we had one computer in the house still, and
yes.
Obviously with my siblings, I mean, 2 of my siblings are much older than me, but my sister's
desktop in the corner of the front room.
That's it, yeah. And it makes wanking very difficult, when everyone's trying to enjoy Coronation Street and you're trying to enjoy something else. But
the amount of times I got grabbed by my collar and dragged outside to the garden to finish off while they could finish Corrie in peace. Like a neighbour looking at me out the window through binoculars, and I'm doing something to the rhododendrons. But that's how they monitored it, wasn't it? No one had the device in their room. You knew if someone was on the internet in your house, you knew because they were right fucking there. Yeah. And even then, it was like, right, come off that soon. I've got to call your Auntie Julie. Yeah,
and there was also no case. I mean, I'm not. This is not factual, guys, but there wasn't as much. There were still people. There's dirt bags everywhere. There's arseholes, regardless what. But
oh yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if it was a pedo who came up with the idea of chat rooms.
Yeah, sure. An anonymous.
It probably wasn't. but it wouldn't shock me if I found it out. I'd be like, no, it makes sense. He's opening a new avenue. I mean, respect where it's due, but at the same time, nonsense.
But that's what I mean. Like, there's going to be dirt bags no matter what. But absolutely. when you're sitting there in your living room, or mine was in the dining room with just a door, or just like them next door, it's very hard, I would thought, to be so easily led by sending pictures of, like, no one wants a picture of my naked body, but stuff like that, and sending pictures and trying to incriminating yourself and meeting up with people. Like you say, when you're in the middle of a family front room, the mum and dad's curious. They're going to look over, and like, I never even had a webcam, but I knew people who had fucking webcams at like year 8 and 9 on MSN and talking to fucking strangers. And it's like, I had MSN, and because me and my sister, we had an hour each a night, and then that was it. It was dad's time on the computer, and then that was it. I couldn't talk to my pals, and it's like,
no, I remember back when we used to chat on old MSN back in the day. And I remember it would be, I've got to jump off, like Sean wants to jump on or something.
Yeah,
I remember those days. Like, I'd be chatting to Sean back in the day, and she'd go, oh, I've got to jump off, like Dad's coming on, or Ed wants to jump on, or whatever, or whoever. But no, it was the same thing, because like you guys didn't have a like laptops and stuff. It was the communal computer in the dining room by your kitchen, wasn't it?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like nowadays, and when I was growing up, when I was getting older. No, it's not. No, everyone's got laptops now. That's what I mean. Like nowadays, kids don't just have fucking laptops, though, do they? They have a phone, laptop, and tablet.
I miss the desktop days, though, when you and your mates would be around the desktop looking at videos on YouTube.
Oh, the shittest quality metal you could find. Like, yes.
Yeah, and now we'd just be here like, I'm sending you a link. All right, I'll check it out later. Cool. And back then it was a communal thing.
Yeah, I mean, like going back to like the band days, and we were like, when we were searching for inspiration, we couldn't do it at band practice because no one had fucking internet, no one had phones. Wi-Fi. No, everyone was like shit. So you'd have to either all meet up like at Lee's house, and then you'd look on his computer, and everyone's listening. Oh yeah, try and get that sound. Yeah. And nowadays everything's fucking send a link, send this, send that.
Yeah, it's all a click away.
The art of conversation is dying as well, and that pains me.
And this is what I was reading about last year as well. On the complete whim, I bought a PlayStation magazine. I haven't bought a PlayStation magazine. Well, I don't think ever. I used to buy like gaming magazines, but I just saw one then. And I think because it had a big thing on Cyberpunk, and I was like, you know what, I want to have a little read on this. But I was reading in there because they're doing a new like Abe's Oddworld game,
Right, yeah.
and I'm a huge fan of Oddworld, like Abe's Odyssey when I was a kid and whatnot. Fucking what a game! But yeah, and the bloke was saying like this is gonna have like the visuals of it and the way the story is done. And there's no online gaming for this. This is all just in. He goes, I want to bring back the living room again. You know, this is one of those games where like there's stuff going on in the background that you might not notice, but someone you're sat with might.
Right, yeah.
So you can go, oh, up there, top left, or that way, or go down that way. So you all to like together. Like he said, he wants to bring back that on the sofa, and you're each handing each other the controller after each life.
Oh.
He wants to bring that sort of thing back, and he's basically styled the new Oddworld game around like the living room sort of thing, sort of environment, like the better sounds, a better background stuff. And I was like, yes, that's what we need.
I love the idea of it, man, but I don't
Yeah.
know if the kids are going to get into it. It's
Yeah, I don't know if they'll buy it.
It's
I'm
like
hoping they will though.
Yeah, it's like back in the day when you'd play like Crash Bandicoot with you and your mate, and every time you died, you just pass the controller over. You pass it. Yeah, yeah, that's it. And you're like, no, you missed the box. Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh, you got to do this, and
Crash Bandicoot, everyone's favourite tangerine boy.
Oh, I used to love Crash Bandicoot. I used to go around my mate Jay's house, and such a good game.
Yeah,
That's
mate,
going
I used to like old Spyro the Dragon and all.
Oh yeah, Nick liked that. I didn't really get into Spyro.
Did you not?
Nah, man.
Oh, I'll tell you what we did get into.
Go on.
Oh, Dead Space.
Oh, stop it.
That was it. I was thinking about Dead Space yesterday, and I was sitting there, I was thinking like, if I had to give anyone advice on that game, if someone got that game, I've never heard of it, so obviously I've never played it, what would be your advice to play this game be?
Yeah.
I'd be like, literally spend all of your leveling up and stuff on your bolt cutter and your suit.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do, and you can win the game on that.
And that's it. And for people who don't,
I love the other games, the other guns on that game. They're great fun, but if they were taken away, I wouldn't miss them.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, just so in case anyone doesn't know what Dead Space is, because it's a what is it? I'd say like an isolation,
survival,
yeah,
horror, sci-fi.
Yeah, and you basically it's basically your guy who runs around on a ship that's been infected by, taken over by aliens, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
It's the easiest way.
You and your crew go to this massive spaceship, which it's like a population center, isn't it? Really, it's like a spaceship come giant, like, is it like a giant research facility? That's
it's for mining, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, it's for mining. Yeah, like a giant mining colony in space where they also they work and live. But it just basically it gets taken over by these fucking nasty, like proper minging aliens. I mean, they look savage, but the alien designs in this game are awesome.
Yeah.
Like if you're a fan of like the works of Clive Barker, you're gonna like the aliens in this. They've got that very sort of, that you wouldn't see things like this like in original Star Trek where they're all like very camp and I've got a silver jumpsuit on. No, these things look like if a man was crossed with a deep sea fish and then got smeared onto something and then wrapped in latex and then was like peppered with nightmares and thrown at you. They just look savage. They just look nasty, don't they? That's what they look like.
Yeah,
there's nothing pretty about them. They're just these grotesque, nasty, but they're so well designed that when you look at them, each has their own identity, and it's like, oh man, you know what you're coming up against when they come at you.
The game defined so many things. Like a headshot doesn't mean fuck all. You know, like in every other game, you shot them in the head, it's a good guess that you're going to kill the cunt. And in Dead Space, you shot them in the head and they're still running to you. You know, these boys
weren't fucking around.
Yeah, tactical disembowelment, I think they tried to call it, didn't they? You have to take their arms or legs,
Yeah,
and
that's right. Yeah, 'cause there were certain ones that if they were coming at you, the long legs, you could go for the legs, but then you'd like turn the aim on the bolt gun or the bolt cutter, whatever
sideways.
it's called,
Yeah,
sideways, do the legs, and you basically start gibbing them, like doing the arms if they've got like longer arms. But oh mate, it was always those ones that came out the ventilation shafts with the long tails
yeah.
on the legs. Oh, they always got me.
And,
Especially when you were just walking along and you were like, oh, I haven't come up with an alien in ages. Oh, just as
bang.
I say it, there he is.
Yeah,
And it was when you'd go as well, like you'd look into like, because it's all over the shoulder view, like what they call third person perspective. When you'd like go up to like certain rooms and you'd look inside, it's all dark and it's only the light from the corridor behind you.
yeah.
And then suddenly you'd see that shadow go across the wall where something just ran behind you. And you turn around and they're not there. And oh, mate, it was so good.
It was.
The third one was too much of a shoot 'em up though.
Yeah, they wanted it to be co-op, didn't they? They wanted you to play with someone else, and it's just a shoot fest. And I think they took so much from the first one. Like the first one was so good because the AI in it, like they wouldn't, like you could play the same level twice and it wouldn't come from the same vent.
No, it was random.
Yeah, and it was like, oh wow, that's cool.
So even if you'd played on your playthrough, like if you completed like 8 times, and you could go through it again, they would still make you jump and sneak up on you. You could never be completely ready.
No.
And that was the great thing about it. And when it was your first time playing through it, it was a paranoia game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Because you never really had enough ammo, and you never really had enough health, and you never really had any idea where you were going. It was like fuck and sometimes the weirdest little encounters of them would fuck you over.
Yeah, if one of them got that sneaky little hit in, and it knocked you back, and then another one came over and did that one where it weighs there's like the 4 hits off, and it's like a doof, 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 doof. One of them gets you with that while you're stunned, mate. It's game over.
Yeah, you're fucked, aren't you?
Yeah, and as soon as they get around it, it's like if you've got the old bolt cutter and it's proper done up, and you're just putting these bitches down on their asses. They're like coming out of nowhere, but then suddenly you get attacked by like 3 at the same time, and then you're like, oh, not so cocky now. Because that's the problem with that game. You'd get to those places where, like I said, because you never really had enough ammo, or if you had loads of like health, you had like no ammo. If you had loads of ammo, you had no health. Every now and then you'd be like, I've got full armor on my suit, like my health's all the way up. I've got loads of health packs. I've got loads of ammo. I've got loads of guns. I'm good. It was like, yeah, they gave you all that a minute ago for a reason. You're about to spunk all of that, mate. So don't get too bloody comfortable, because you're going to be back to fucking scrimping again in a minute. Oh, so good.
Yeah, I love all that shit, man. I love the whole isolation type feeling of
that sort of very claustrophobic. Again, it's like the first Alien movie, isn't it?
Yeah. And I love all shit like that, like Panic Room as well. The film,
that's an underrated movie. Panic Room, I like Panic Room.
Yeah, some people really dislike it, don't they? They have some weird opinions on it. It's like, chill out, man.
Yeah, but some people don't expect too much on the way in on stuff. It's like when people sit there like going, "Oh, this new Godzilla film better be good." It's like it's a movie about a giant lizard, mate. It's as good as you want it to be. If you're going in there expecting the next Citizen Kane, that's on you, mate. You know what I mean? Fucking, it's a Godzilla movie. And everyone goes, "Oh, I hate the new Godzilla films." Why? What did you want? If someone says to me it's a Godzilla movie, all they're promising me is giant lizard and a city for said giant lizard to cause chaos.
And if
it's got those, I'm good.
That's it. If you get that out of it, that's all you needed.
That's all I want from a Godzilla movie. When it's like, oh, but the character developments and their arcs, and it's like, oh, and the fuck off. It's Godzilla, you cunt. You know what I mean? It's like when they try to bring like social commentaries in this stuff as well. They're like, oh, you see the way Godzilla's standing there, and it's definitely a reflection on the way today's economic downpour on the woman's gender gap. I don't care.
Why do people do that, man?
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I want a pterodactyl shooting fire out of its mouth and dropping lasers out of its arsehole while a moth flies over, sprinkling fucking acidic dust out of its wings, while a giant lizard stands there going "Meow" at things, waving its tail and knocking skyscrapers over. Give me lizards knocking over skyscrapers. I want reptiles breaking stuff. That's all I want. That's all I signed up for. I don't care who's in your movie. Oh, it's going to be good. It's got Millie Bobby Brown in it from Stranger Things. Don't care. I think Millie Bobby Brown is great. I think she's a fantastic actress. I love her in Stranger Things, and I can see a big career ahead of her. But I don't give a shit who's in my Godzilla movie.
That's
I
it.
don't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? As long as it ain't Matthew Broderick again, I'm happy. Okay? I want reptile breaking stuff with another monster equally as big. I think it's about time Godzilla fought Crocosaurus.
Yeah, man.
That's what I want. But just give me 15 minutes. Just give me the last fight from the movie. I'll pay full price. I will go to the cinema. I will still pay the full price for the full length of a movie to watch the last fight in Godzilla and then come away being that was fucking awesome. That lizard broke them buildings.
He's a passionate man about his Godzilla expectations.
I am. And I'm looking forward to the new one. King Kong's in it, boy.
Is it?
Yeah, Godzilla's going to be fighting King Kong again. Now, and they've been making a huge thing saying it can only go one way or only one winner. Everyone's saying Godzilla's going to beat King Kong, but I don't know. I think King Kong might win, and I'll tell you why. Money. Because this will be the third Godzilla movie of this particular franchise.
Right.
Maybe King Kong's going to kill Godzilla and then start a new franchise from that one. You know, they've got to go where the money is.
You got to chase the money, man.
They do now. They don't make movies anymore for your enjoyment. They make them because it's like, well, can we make money off it? And why not?
Well, that's what we're here for.
They feel a need. Yeah, that's what we're here for. We're doing the same thing. We're filling a need. That's all they've got to do, you know. But yeah, it's when you go to it and you're like, oh, week's over. I've had nothing but the news pounded in the head. I've got fucking this. I've got COVID over there, politics over there, work bullshit over there. I've got her nonsense here. I've got his bloody bullshit. Or turn it down, watch a movie, you put it on, and they're just bombarding you with social issues, commentary. It's like, no.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't want to put on a film and be lectured about shit outside. And don't get me wrong, there's films that are for it. There are places for it. If you want to make a political movie, advertise as such.
Yeah, go for it.
Make it a political movie. I'll watch it. If you want to make a movie that's about the gender wage gap and varying what it is, and is it a myth, is it not? If you want to make a movie about that, excellent. It says that on the front. This is what this is. If I want to watch a horror movie, I don't want to be learning about bloody inequality on the inner city and all this lot. And people can say, oh, that's your white privilege talking. It's like, yeah, I'm dripping in privilege, I am.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm at home in my 30s, broke as anything, still live at home with my mum, with no prospects and no family or nothing. But I'm dripping in privilege, mate, yeah. Oh, white boy over here. I'm a regular fucking Rockefeller, me. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear this bullshit when I'm trying to watch a Terminator movie.
It's crazy how they slick it all in, isn't it? And I love it how people try and make you feel guilty.
Yeah, it's like, your fault.
Is it? Yeah, your white privilege.
Yeah,
sorry?
You're a straight white male. This is on you.
When does that start then? When does the privilege start?
Yeah, and what's wrong with being privileged, even if you are?
Yeah.
It's not when you see these people going, oh, they've got these kids, they didn't come from nothing. And it's like, yeah, but if you have your way, hopefully your kids won't come from nothing.
Yeah, do you want your kids to come from nothing?
Yeah.
Is it better that they come from fuck all?
Yeah. Don't we all want the best life for our kids? Those people who are going around, oh, they've had it all given to them. Good for them. Their parents worked hard so that they could. If you had the same opportunities to do it, you would too. But you don't, so stop being petty.
Stop fucking moaning about it.
Yeah, it's like when you get all these bands on the bloody Facebook, and like we've played in bands and stuff. All of our best mates are in bands, you know. But it makes me laugh on there when they're giving it the old, oh god, capitalism is evil. By the way, we've got some new merch coming out this week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, hold on.
Hold on. What side of the fence are you here, boys?
Yeah, that's it.
What's
What are
happening?
we doing here, Napalm Death?
Yeah. What are
We've
we
got
doing?
infinite lines of clothing and who knows what else.
They got to make $1, man, like all of us.
Exactly.
I tell you what,
100%.
I tell you what, I wish I saw more of. Like,
That would-
go. Well, like, I don't know, man. Like, I was looking at things in life and just thinking, like, what am I lacking of interesting shit? And I think I'd like to see more like narwhals, like whales with the big fucking spikes on their head.
They're
'Cause
weird ones, aren't they?
You don't get much from them. You get a little documentary here and there, and that's it. And I just kind of think like I think we're missing some of the cool animals out there.
Yeah,
And
'cause wasn't it narwhals that was? Oh, yeah, because they were part of the whole unicorn sort of myth, weren't they?
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because I know it was sea lions or seals. Those are responsible for the mermaid myth.
Is it?
Yeah, something like that. People saw them like in the shallows and like in under the light. It looked like someone was half fish, half man, or something. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, I think the narwhals to do with the whole unicorn thing. Isn't it? Like they'd sticking out, they'd be like, "There's an animal with a fucking spike coming out of his head."
Yeah, it says I've just clicked up just some facts just while I was thinking about when I said about it, and it says English explorer Martin Frobisher laid eyes on a dead narwhal, describing it as a sea unicorn. The myths of unicorn horns had circulated around Europe for centuries before the voyage. So obviously he's seen a horn and gone, oh, you know,
Bit like the old unicorns of the sea.
and yeah, I don't know, man. I just think you just don't see.
Why do they have that horn? There's got to be an evolutionary benefit to it. It can't
It's
just be.
fucking long as well, isn't it?
Yeah, because I mean, do they? Is it just like a mating thing? Do you reckon? Like they just hold it up and like one of those like look at the size of my own love. You want these genes?
I've got the horn.
Yeah, I've got the real horn here. Or do they use it to fight? Like, I mean, oh man, is there like sperm whales being fucked up by like gangs of narwhals?
Or narwhal jousted or something.
Oh mate, narwhal jousting.
Oh, man, you could ride them and joust.
They should put that on ESPN.
I'd pay for it.
I would watch narwhal jousting, and you know how I feel about whales, mate.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
would watch narwhal jousting. It's more sperm whales I don't like.
Really?
Yeah, blue whales and stuff like that, they don't look sinister. But you look at a sperm whale, that's like, hold on a minute. You just look like an evil lurker.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they got the big bit on the front of their face and the big heads.
Whereas, like, when you see something like a blue whale or something, they got a bit of personality about them. They're like smiley and I mean, if one came near me, I would shit myself, and it would be me or him. One of us is dying that day.
You're going to really struggle to punch a blue whale to death, though, dude.
I'll find a way. I will gouge its eyeball if need be with my thumb. I will fist its blowhole. I don't care if it goes down to drag me with it. That thing is dying, with me or without me.
Was it me and you used to have conversations about whales with front legs? Was it?
Whales with legs. They've got pelvises. Whales have got pelvis bones and they've got leg bones. Either they're growing legs, which means they're going to come up into the sea, fucking up into the ground any day now.
Any day now. Obviously, because we're scientists, guys, we know this.
Well, you say this.
Yeah.
But I was reading the other day, there was have you heard the theory in evolution about starts and fits?
Nope. I'm going to find out now.
Well, because they obviously say like stuff evolves over millions of years.
Yeah.
But there's also a theory that says, but if that Because if it's like, oh, our beaks need to be longer because we need to get to the the bugs have learnt to go deeper, so now we need longer beaks. Well, if it takes millions of years, surely that race is going to die.
Yeah.
They're going to starve to death and then end. So there's a theory that what if, when it comes to evolution, one day an egg will hatch and it will be the next stage of evolution just there, and now that won't change for billions of years. Like, instead of gradually changing, it'll suddenly be boom, there it is, it's there. It's like, okay, we've got it now. And it's like, well, we're stuck with that now for billions of years until the next thing is needed.
Yeah, you're right, because that would actually make sense, because if you need a longer beak to get into, a tree, if you can't get into a fucking tree to eat whatever's inside, you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah, because I mean, the opposing argument they have is, well, that particular bird would then go out of its way on the next mating season to purposely find another mate that also has a long beak, or preferably a longer beak.
Right. Yeah.
To then pass on, so then the long beak gene is even more dominant in the offspring.
Yeah.
So then that one will have the longer beak and be able to do it. But again, it supports the fits and starts thing, because it's like, well, if we can't get to the food, at least our offspring will.
Right.
So again, it supports both sides of it, and I think it's a very fascinating subject. Cause it's like, this is where science for me gets exciting, is when you've got people who are really super qualified and super smart who disagree.
Yeah.
And this is where it gets a bit like, oh, which is it? It's like when you're watching like two world champions are about to have two undefeated champions are about to have a boxing match. One of them has to lose. One of these guys has to be wrong, and it's like, oh, who is it? You know what I mean? That to me, I get really excited about that stuff.
So going back to the whale stuff, why the fuck? What as I say, if they got legs, or because I see here they lost their back legs and hips. Where it says, over time as they evolved to dwell in water, their front legs became flippers, and while they lost their back legs to whales, you idiot, back legs to their tails, they still remain traces of pelvises and throwbacks with vestiges of hind limbs. So why the fuck? Because they're mammals, aren't they? They're not fish. They
are mammals. Yeah.
Why did they go to the sea? Why are they in the sea in the fucking first place? We
all were, weren't we? We was in the sea. Maybe they just flourished in the sea, and because originally we were fish, and we eventually just evolved to the point where we would become a lizard, where we could live in both the water and the ground. Like we would sleep in the water maybe, and then we'd go out to the ground to hunt and eat something, go back to the water. But eventually it got to that point where we were spending more time on the land, and we were just we started evolving to become more land creatures. Whereas I suppose with the whales, each generation just flourished more in the ocean, and they just thought, fuck it, we're just going to stay in the water. But there's no reason, sometimes you get these mass beachings. I mean, is that whales trying to come out? Who knows?
Oh, fuck you know, I fucking hope not.
You know, don't you? See one of them cunts walking around the fucking woods. But yeah, man, so it's just the way evolution just takes it in so many different directions. And sometimes I look at these things, I think, what is the evolutionary benefit of it? Like we were saying, the narwhal's horn, what is that for? And it's like with honeybees, if they sting something, they die.
Yeah.
It's like, we've given you this to defend yourself, but don't defend yourself.
Yeah,
but may as well let it kill you, because that's going to kill you too.
Yeah, it's like going if you get into a fight, you'll die, regardless if you win or not. So don't get into a fight.
We're going to give you this knife to stab that guy with. But if you stab him and then let go of the knife, you die.
Yeah, or it's going to.
Yeah, but if you don't let go of the knife, he'll kill you.
Yeah. Here's a knife that's connected to all of your internal organs. So, and when you stab someone, you'll if you pull away from them, you'll die.
If you stop someone from killing you, your prize is dying. Evolution's weird. It's only honeybees apparently that die after stinging.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, other bees are all good. So bumblebees, how about it? How sick of bumblebees. Now when you get those really big fat ones.
Oh, they're like fun flying through the
Yeah,
air.
they're like proper round and fluffy, like they're just sort of carrying around the room. They've got no idea of what real like airborne flight is. They're just sort of like, I think that's why they're called bumblebees. They're literally just bumbling about, aren't they? They're
Yeah.
sort of flying, but it's more like they look as though they're floating on top of the water, but in the air.
Yeah.
They're just sort of moving about, and it's like, all right, cool. But then you read about them and the way that their bodies are shaped and the way that their wings are, they shouldn't be able to fly. Like they go against like physics or something.
What the bees?
Yeah, like the way that their wings are, like the way and the size of their wings in comparison to their bodies and the way they flap. Yeah, they shouldn't be able to move the way that they move.
Oh shit.
That they do. And I wonder if maybe because they got, like I said, they look like they've got a sort of floating on water effect sort of thing. I wonder, is it more flying or is it just using their body to make the most of a certain type of air pressure in that season? Not enough to make them fly, but just to keep them adrift in the air and then just let the natural sort of air flow move them around and they sort of navigate it like a drone.
Yeah, maybe that's why they.
Using more buoyancy than they are aviation.
Yeah, because they don't really fly off as such, do they? Yeah,
No,
they get up there.
They drift around.
Yeah. So well, I just had a look at the time, and yeah, well, for something what I thought was only going to last a little while, we're on an hour and 46.
Well,
yeah, so
not too bad going.
Isn't it?
Must be all, yeah, must be that caffeine, mate.
Yeah, isn't it? Well, saying that, talking about the caffeine, I think it's time I'll drop the bomb on everyone. And obviously, don't worry if anyone's bailing out early. You'll see all the adverts come up on socials. But the reason why we haven't got much for everyone today, we didn't turn up with a lot, is because we've got some, what would you call it, partners? A new partner?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a new partner, and it's not us fucking trying to, push a product that we don't use as such. It's a company called Black Insomnia Coffee. It's simple as fuck, really. It's the world's strongest coffee. It's four times
stronger than your average coffee.
Yeah, man. And I literally, this is not even a fucking lie. This is not even pretend to try and get everyone like, oh, this sounds really cool. I had some this morning and it broke my fucking cafetiere. It literally fucking broke it. So it's not stronger. It must be fucking denser because I pushed down on that cunt and it's fucking split everywhere. It's straight up.
Nice.
Yeah. So we've teamed up with the guys over there. I'm speaking to their UK reps. They're in UK, USA. And actually ship worldwide as well. But because we're fucking geezers and we're working alongside with them, we can offer you 10% off. 10% off and free delivery.
Yeah. And that's from your first order, right?
Yeah, first order, 10% off first order. Once we get the orders in, we'll see what else we can do. We're in talks with them at the moment. It's like I said, you go to blackinsomnia.co.uk. You can go /TFTAK. And that will take you straight to the page, and it will have at the top you're using TFTAK's podcast code, and you enjoy 10% off your first order. Or if you just go on the box stand, if you're American, you can go on to blackinsomnia.com, go through, and then at the coupon stage, at payment, just capital letters TFTAK, and then you get your 10% off.
And you just type that into the discount code at checkout, right?
That's it. Yep. And then it'll apply.
Is that how it works? Let me have a look.
Oh, we tried it.
Because I don't actually know this side of the stuff. This is adding his fanciness with his. Ooh, I'm like PR magnum and his ways. So it's actually quite a nice website actually. Yes, if I just go to add to cart.
So Aaron's trying it out for everyone now, just so you can see that he's actually giving it a go.
So $9.99 for that one for 20 Black Insomnia pods. $9.99. I think that's pretty good. Pods are the ones that you put in those machines, isn't it? Like the pod machines.
That's it. Yeah, they also do a really cool thing called a pour over bag, like the pour over bags. I was looking at them.
Yeah, it's like a tea bag, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like because we like proper coffee in this house. Like we use the cafetières and all that lot and whatnot,
Mm.
and yeah, so we just do stuff like that, and so you like that nice ground coffee, but sometimes you get up and you think, oh, let's go make a coffee quick, and you'd like to do it, but then it's just like, oh, I can't be asked to fuck about, so you settle with the instant stuff.
Mm.
But with this stuff, yeah, look, you just grab the bag, you chuck it in there, and you pour the hot water over it, as it, as it's described, pour over bag,
Happy days.
and then you've got your strong filtered coffee right there, like instant.
Ready to go. And I'm not being funny, guys. Like, if I'm well, obviously we're trying to sell this because we think it's fucking mustard, but you can get it for a tenner, so $9.99. You can go and get 10% off by using the code, so it takes you down to $8.99, and you get 16 of these little coffee drip bags. You can buy the beans if you want, or the grounds, but if you want it easy, and you think, oh, tenner's, £9, is that too expensive? You get a free delivery, and it works out of fucking 56p a cup of real fucking coffee. That's 4 times stronger than normal. Come on.
And and also like because you're a coffee man yourself as well, and we've gotten to that point now where like particularly in this house of like me mum and stepdad, they're coffee people, and now we've gotten to that point now where we have so much different types of coffees and stuff, and so much coffee that if something's wrong with the coffee, we can tell you. But also we can tell you what's wrong with it. We've gotten to that point. So when it comes to this particular coffee, because obviously with a lot of these like strong coffees, the caffeine is the novelty, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
But is that the case with these guys, or do these guys taste good too?
No, it tastes good, man. Like I said, I've been into. I got some of this. This is a boring story for everyone. If you're still listening, I'm sorry, but you're going to fucking learn because this isn't just me and Aaron trying to make a bit of money on the side by selling you this shit. I got into this in first lockdown, so in March last year. I wanted to try some different coffee. I had some money going, and I tried Skull Crusher, Death Wish, Cannonball Coffee, and Black Insomnia. And I'm not going to lie, I liked quite a lot of them. Cannonball's very good as well. So shout out to them boys if they want to fucking help us out. But Black Insomnia was
talk to that you can't. Yeah. Carbon neutral over here.
Yeah, that's it. And Black Insomnia was the strongest one, and I bought it literally for the fact it said world's strongest coffee. I'm not gonna lie, and I was like, fuck it, let's give it a go. And yeah, it kicks your ass because it is fucking strong, but it actually tastes really good as well. I mean, if you're into all the spec of coffee and stuff, it's like 80% Robusta beans, so it's fucking, it kicks your ass.
Yeah, I saw they do a dark roast on there.
Yeah, and it is strong. But I mean, I like strong coffee. I like a strong tasting coffee anyway. I don't put a lot of milk in
because I remember back in the day we had to sort of rely on instant rocket fuel stuff.
That's it. Yeah.
And it does the job that you're paying for. The caffeine was the novelty, but when it came to flavour, it wasn't the best.
Yeah,
and that's what I like in coffee. It's all right saying, like, oh, we've got the most caffeine, but I want to enjoy that coffee I'm drinking as well. So I'm glad it's like you say, it tastes good.
Yeah, man, it does taste good, and it's a good reason for everyone to give it a go. It helps us out there.
Yeah, and 10% off as well. If you on your first order, if you don't like it, you haven't got to buy it again. But at least when you did this time around, you saved 10% because of your boys over at TFTAK. TIFTAK, people, we've got you.
That's it. Chuck the TFTAK in there in the coupon, and you got 10% off. When hopefully by next week we'll have someone else as well on board with us, which I won't go into until we get it. But yeah, it's exciting times ahead, guys. And I just want to say at the end, a massive thank you to everyone. Still, I know we say it every fucking week because I'd have to say it because one, I'm not a rude cunt and I've been told to be brought up with manners, but we're just two blokes miles apart from each other who knew each other from 15 years ago, and we're still going now, just talking shit, and people listening every fucking week. And so mad respect, guys. No, I fucking appreciate it.
Absolutely. And
yeah, man.
We've got people over in Sweden now and Turkey who are tuning in. I don't know how to speak Turkish or Swedish, but cheers in English.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the best we can do. If you were Spanish, I could help you. But, if you were Spanish, I would stand here and say, mi gato bebe leche. But,
What's that mean?
my cat drinks milk.
Well, on that note, people, thank you very much.
Doses.
Laters.